Have you ever wondered how one man's wealth could influence the world? Welcome to our channel where we delve into the lives of extraordinary individuals. Today, we spotlight Andrew Carnegie, a self-made man whose philanthropy still shapes our world. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our content. Philanthropy. The term might sound grand, even abstract, but at its core, it's a simple concept: a love for humanity. It's about using one's resources to bring about positive change, to build a better world. And few individuals embody this spirit of philanthropy as profoundly as the man we're about to discuss. Born to humble beginnings in Scotland, Andrew Carnegie would rise to become one of the richest men in history, amassing a fortune through his ventures in the steel industry. But what sets Carnegie apart is not just his wealth, but his unwavering commitment to give it all away. Yes, you heard that right. He dedicated his life to the belief that the rich have a moral obligation to use their wealth for the greater good. Carnegie was a titan of industry, a man of immense wealth, but he was also a visionary. He saw beyond the dollar signs and the steel mills. He saw a world that could be improved through education, through culture, through the power of knowledge. And so, he set out on a mission to use his vast fortune to make these visions a reality. He donated millions to fund libraries, schools, and universities. His gifts were not just about bricks and mortar. They were about the ideas and opportunities that these institutions could provide. Carnegie believed in the power of education to uplift individuals, to empower communities, and ultimately, to transform society. So why does Carnegie's story matter? Why is it relevant today? Because his legacy of philanthropy continues to inspire and influence. The institutions he helped to establish still stand, still serve their communities, still fulfill the mission that Carnegie set for them. And his philosophy, his gospel of wealth, continues to shape discussions around wealth, inequality, and social responsibility. Stay with us as we explore the fascinating philanthropic journey of Andrew Carnegie. Every great story has a beginning. Andrew Carnegie's story starts in Scotland, where he was born into modest circumstances. Born in Dunfermline, Scotland, in the mid-19th century, Andrew Carnegie's story is a classic tale of rags to riches. His family lived a simple life, his father a handloom weaver, and his mother a tireless homemaker. But the Industrial Revolution was sweeping across the land, and hand weaving was becoming obsolete. The Carnegie family faced severe financial difficulties. In search of a better life, the family immigrated to the United States when Carnegie was just a young boy of 13. Their journey across the Atlantic was far from luxurious, packed into the belly of a ship with hundreds of others in search of the American dream. They settled in Allegheny, Pennsylvania, a bustling city of opportunity. Young Carnegie's first job was as a bobbin boy in a cotton factory, earning a scant wage of $1.20 per week. It was grueling work. His days were long, his hands were raw, and his back ached from the labor. But even then, his determination was evident. He worked diligently, saving every penny he could. From these humble beginnings, Carnegie would go on to become one of the wealthiest men in the world. But it wasn't an easy path. His story is one of grit, determination, and an unyielding belief in the power of hard work. He once said, "The first man gets the oyster, the second man gets the shell." Carnegie was always the first man, always striving, always pushing himself to achieve more. It's important to remember where Carnegie came from. His beginnings were modest, his family poor. He knew the sting of hunger, the ache of hard labor. And yet he rose above these challenges to become a titan of industry. His story is a testament to the power of perseverance, the value of hard work, and the potential that lies within each of us. From a bobbin boy to a billionaire, Carnegie's journey was marked by hard work and determination. Carnegie didn't become a billionaire overnight. His wealth was the result of strategic investments and a keen business sense. Andrew Carnegie's journey to becoming a tycoon was marked by astute business decisions and a relentless drive. His first foray into the world of big business began in the railroad industry. In the mid-19th century, railroads were the arteries of America's growing economy, and Carnegie, with his visionary mind, recognized their potential. He started investing in railroad-related ventures, acquiring stakes in companies that built bridges and rails. His investments paid off handsomely as the railroad industry boomed, fueling America's westward expansion. But this was just the beginning. In the late 1800s, Carnegie ventured into an industry that would truly cement his status as a tycoon: steel. He established the Carnegie Steel Company, leveraging the latest technology of the time, the Bessemer process, to produce steel more efficiently and cheaply. His company thrived, supplying the much-needed steel for America's burgeoning cities and industries. But Carnegie was not just a shrewd businessman, he was also an adept negotiator. In 1901, he sold his steel company to financier J.P. Morgan for an astounding $300 million. This deal, which created the United States Steel Corporation, not only made Carnegie one of the richest men in the world, but it also marked a turning point in American business, ushering in the era of big corporations. Yet Carnegie's wealth was not the end game for him. He once said, "The man who dies rich dies disgraced." He believed that wealth should be used for the greater good, not hoarded. And so, after amassing his fortune, Carnegie embarked on a new mission: philanthropy. But Carnegie's story doesn't end with his wealth. In fact, his real legacy begins with what he did with it. Carnegie was not just a businessman, but a philosopher of wealth. His beliefs about the responsibilities of the rich were revolutionary for his time. This steel tycoon, who once belonged to the humblest of beginnings, held a vision of wealth that was far more profound than mere accumulation. He believed that the affluent had a moral obligation to use their wealth in ways that would benefit society. This belief was encapsulated in his seminal essay, The Gospel of Wealth. In this compelling piece, Carnegie argued that the accumulation of wealth was a byproduct of the human drive for progress. He believed that wealth in the hands of the few was not a sign of societal decay, but rather a natural result of the capitalist system. Yet he was acutely aware that this wealth brought with it a heavy responsibility. The wealthy, he asserted, were merely custodians of their riches, holding it in trust for the betterment of society. Carnegie's Gospel of Wealth proposed a radical departure from the traditional practice of leaving one's fortune to heirs or bequeathing it in wills. Instead, he advocated for active philanthropy. The rich, he argued, should use their wealth to create opportunities for others, to improve society, and to address the root causes of poverty. This, he believed, was the true purpose of wealth. He wrote, "The man who dies rich dies disgraced." These were not empty words. Carnegie himself was a testament to this belief, donating the vast majority of his fortune to causes that promoted education, peace, and scientific advancement. Carnegie's philosophy on wealth was a powerful call to action. It urged the wealthy to consider their wealth not as a personal trophy, but as a tool for societal good. His words, penned over a century ago, still resonate today, prompting us to question our own attitudes towards wealth and philanthropy. Carnegie didn't just preach the gospel of wealth, he lived it. Now let's explore how. Carnegie's wealth was immense, and he used it to change the world in remarkable ways. When we delve into the heart of his philanthropic endeavors, it becomes clear that Carnegie was a man who believed in using his fortune to elevate society. Let's start with education. Carnegie saw knowledge as a key to progress and prosperity. He contributed immensely to this sector, knowing that education is a cornerstone to societal advancement. One of his most significant contributions was the creation of Carnegie Libraries. These libraries, numbering nearly 3,000 worldwide, were spread across the United States, Britain, Canada, and other English-speaking countries. Not just a place to borrow books, Carnegie envisioned these institutions as community centers for learning and social interaction. But Carnegie's philanthropy reached beyond the realm of education. The tycoon also had a profound interest in science. He established the Carnegie Institution for Science in Washington, D.C. in the early 20th century. This organization is a research hub where some of the world's most brilliant scientists have made groundbreaking discoveries. Carnegie also had a deep appreciation for the arts. He knew that art and culture play a crucial role in shaping society and enriching lives. With this conviction, he founded the Carnegie Museums of Pittsburgh, which include an art museum, a natural history museum, a science center, and the famous Carnegie Music Hall. Carnegie's philanthropic spirit also extended to global peace and prosperity. He founded the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace in the early 20th century, aiming to advance cooperation among nations and promote active international engagement by the United States. The endowment remains a leading voice in policy debates concerning global issues. In addition to these specific initiatives, Carnegie established the Carnegie Corporation of New York. This foundation was created to promote the advancement and diffusion of knowledge and understanding. Since its inception, it has funded a variety of initiatives in education, democracy, international peace, and higher education. By the time of his death, Carnegie had donated 90% of his wealth, amounting to over $350 million. This sum, staggering for its time, is a testament to his belief in philanthropy and the betterment of society. Carnegie's philanthropic efforts were not just about giving money, but about creating lasting institutions that continue to benefit society. His work has left an indelible mark on the world, and his legacy continues to inspire future generations of philanthropists. His story is a testament to the power of philanthropy, demonstrating how one person's wealth can be used to create lasting change and contribute to the greater good. Carnegie passed away in 1919, but his legacy lives on. His philanthropic spirit is still making an impact today. As we delve deeper into the legacy of Andrew Carnegie, we see a world that continues to benefit from his magnanimous spirit. His wealth has been channeled into institutions that still stand strong and continue to make a difference in a multitude of ways. The Carnegie Corporation of New York, established in 1911, remains one of the oldest grant-making foundations in the United States. It continues to uphold Carnegie's vision of advancing and diffusing knowledge and understanding. Over the years, it has supported a variety of causes, including education, international peace, and scientific research, leaving an indelible impact on society. The Carnegie Endowment for International Peace, another institution founded by Carnegie, is dedicated to advancing cooperation among nations and promoting active international engagement by the United States. Its work, inspired by Carnegie's vision, has played a crucial role in fostering global peace and understanding. And who can forget the thousands of libraries across the globe, built with Carnegie's funds? These institutions are more than just buildings filled with books. They are the embodiment of Carnegie's belief in the power of self-education and the importance of accessible knowledge. His gospel of wealth, though penned over a century ago, still resonates today. It echoes in the halls of corporations, urging the wealthy to use their riches for the betterment of society. This ideology has inspired many modern-day philanthropists, reminding them of the responsibility that comes with great wealth. This is the legacy of Andrew Carnegie, a man who, despite accumulating vast wealth, never lost sight of his humble beginnings and who used his fortune not to indulge in luxuries, but to improve the world around him. Carnegie once said, "The man who dies rich dies disgraced." He certainly lived up to his words, leaving behind a legacy that extends far beyond his personal wealth. Andrew Carnegie's life is a testament to the power of philanthropy. His story shows that wealth can be a tool for good when used thoughtfully and generously. We embarked on a journey today, tracing the footsteps of a man who rose from humble beginnings in Scotland, navigated the tumultuous seas of business, and emerged as one of the most successful tycoons of the 19th century. But Andrew Carnegie's story does not end there. Indeed, it's in his later years that we find the heart of his legacy. Carnegie, the self-made millionaire, embraced the idea of the gospel of wealth, a notion that the wealthy have an obligation to give back to society. It's a principle that guided his philanthropic endeavors that have had far-reaching impacts even to this day. From funding libraries across the globe to establishing educational institutions and supporting scientific research, Carnegie's generosity touched countless lives. His belief in the transformative power of knowledge and education, his commitment to the betterment of society, have left an indelible mark on the world. Yet the true beauty of Carnegie's story lies not just in the magnitude of his wealth or the breadth of his philanthropy. It's found in the core belief that fueled his generosity, a belief that every individual, regardless of their circumstances, holds the potential to rise, to learn, to contribute, and to effect change. Andrew Carnegie's life serves as a powerful reminder that wealth, when used thoughtfully, can be a tool for good. His legacy challenges us to consider how we too can make a difference. Whether it's through the creation of wealth, the sharing of knowledge, or the simple act of kindness, each of us holds the potential to shape the world in our own unique way. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Andrew Carnegie's life. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content. Remember, every individual has the potential to make a difference. How will you use your influence to shape the world?